In this video and the next video, we will talk about bike sharing in San Francisco. We will use this data set to do some interesting investigation. So we will have some discussion question for these two videos. So the first thing, let's talk about what is the bike sharing in San Francisco. So the data set we get is in 2014 to 2015. They have the hourly bike sharing in the Bay Area began for a pilot program. So here we focus on the San Francisco. So in San Francisco Metropolitan Transportation Commission organized an open data challenge in which participants visualize the data set in interesting way. So later we will see that the file, the table we draw. But here you can see the visualization information they have. You see they are weekdays or weekend. And also they are the different time to commute. They kind of draw the trips from the start station to the end station. So we just see here in the weekends, you have 3 different commute. We have the morning commute time, and we have the lunch break, then we have evening commute. And also the distribution like that. So you can guess for the radius for the circle kind of mean that's more trip in there. So the average trip in the morning commute is about 13 minutes. So then the lunch break, so that will be a little longer, that's 24 minutes. So the evening commute, you see, is 19 minutes, is more than the morning commute. So maybe we can guess that's because the evening people maybe run some errands on the way they go back home. Then you see the weekend will be different. So weekend actually they have the early birds and the middays and the nightlife. And also no matter which kind of trip in weekends, it tend to be longer. You see, like average for the early time is for almost 15 minutes. So then the middays is 43 minutes. So then the midlife even longer. So that's 52 minutes. Before we show you the data set, so just want you to know one more thing is when we consider those commute and the data, we need to know they have the free rental within 30 minutes. So that's maybe the reason when we do the morning commute or people, they try to intend it within this 30 minutes so you can get it free. Okay, so instead of they have those the bike for the whole day. Yeah, but let's see the data set. Then we'll do some interesting case study. Okay, so let's see our bike sharing data. That's in the trip.csv file. So we just see the table here. Okay, so you can see actually that's a very big table. That show a little bit more. So then you have more city information you can see. Okay, so that's why here you can see actually the total row is like 243 because we have 10 row already. So about 243,057 row. So each row they display the trip ID. So that's for each trip they have the information. They have the duration. The unit is second. So you have the date, actually the time they start, including not only the dates, they have the time and the end of the date. So then they have the start station, they have the end station. And they have the terminal name, terminal number. Okay, you have bike number. Yeah, we have the rider, they are subscribed or not. Okay, so then they have the zip code. Okay, so that's our bike sharing information. So one thing, we have few things we are interested about. Okay, so the first thing, if I want to know the distribution for the duration, okay, so you can see here is the duration. Okay, so we have that's for the second. So then that means 765, that's more than 10 minutes. So if I want to see the duration, we don't know the data pretty well yet. So that's why how about I just want to see all the trip, how their duration distribution. So how should I make a visualization for that? Okay, so always when I ask a question, pause the video. So think about that before you see the answer. So since we say that's the distribution of the duration, right? And duration is, right, it's the numeric number. I want to see the duration. So right, that's the histogram. Okay, so that's our histogram. We create a histogram, then we're going to the duration column. Okay, so then you will see here, since we didn't specify the bin, so that's why you can see here again, the y-axis is the percent per unit. So here the unit is duration. Okay, so the reason you see all like this is they have few trip, their time is very long. Okay, so that's why the reason everything they are only in this on this range. So that's mean the data we want is not kind of right away we can process. So instead that's the duration in the sorted order. So that's why we need to kind of ignore and discard some duration is too long. Okay, so that's why here the first thing, that's just the duration. Then that's sort. Then we're using the descending order. Let's find those really long duration. Okay, what's wrong with them? So you can see here you have like some duration is really high. So then you can see that's people maybe didn't return the bike or the bike was lost. So that's why I see it's kind of almost a year. No, this one is actually just a month. Okay, so that's cause the duration is so long. Okay, so those information, should we care? Yeah, we shouldn't care, right? Okay, so that's why we don't know how many, but like earlier we said, this data is focused on the most are commute, and also we focused on we want to know the commute. So earlier we see weekend they are more than 30 minutes, but weekday most the trip is within 30 minutes. So that's why here, let's see the duration, we only have within 30 minutes. So that's why let's see the commute is only within below 30 minutes. Then we see this histogram will be better or not. Right, so then you can see here it's much better, right? So if we focus on the commute, so we call this table is commute. So that's only focused on that. So if you are interested about the weekend, so then we can change the duration maybe like above 30 minutes, then within an hour. Then we can do other discussion or analyze the data. But so far that's focused on the commute. Okay, we talk about that's a histogram. So before histogram, remember we create the bin. But here we just using the histogram. So that's why Python will choose the default histogram. So that's why you can see here they are 0 to 250 second and 250 second to 500, but they are not exactly that value. So kind of we want to know the percentage or do more data is not so organized data. So how about we just give them a bin? Okay, so since here they already use 250. So we're just using the 250 as the interval. Okay, so then we have start from 0 to 100. So we provide then the unit. So then that's why later our y-axis we will show that's the per unit is per second. Okay, so that's why here after we provide the unit is second. So then we can see here each interval is 250. So that's much clearer. We can see actually we can see most commute the trip happen in 250 to 500. And also if we want to know the percentage for this one, then how you find the percentage for this one? Okay, yeah, we see the most trip happen between 250, so that's 4 minutes, about 4 minutes to 9 minutes. So the rest of that and also the 10 minutes, so this one is 9 minutes to maybe 12 minutes is popular too. But how about we just want to find the most popular interval? Okay, so what is the percent for this one? Right, so in order to find the total percent from 250 to 500 seconds, we need to find the area for this one, right? So here, kind of, maybe this one is 0.15. So then we know between the 250 to 500, so we have 250 second times 0.15. That one look like 0.15. So we're about 37.5% for this interval. But like we say, the default we get that, but not really know exactly this one is really 0.15. So that's why we can try to find the exactly percent, right? So how to do that? So again, the same thing. We use the commute. We just using the duration. We give them the condition where we want to see. So where they give, so then we get the column, the number of column for this duration. So then the total commute, the row for the total table, the number is this one. Okay, so that's why here we have, so actually, then we have this one. So then if you want, you can just do this. So we divide by. Okay, so then we can get the result. So yeah, that's pretty close. So that's about 38%. So if that's in your midterm exam or your project, which one I prefer? Of course, I will prefer, you can read from the diagram, but most important thing, we really want to get more accurate data. So it's better you give me this one. Okay? So yeah, so if we have the interval is 250, yeah, that's look like that. But if we want to get more detail for the distribution of duration, yeah, we can try to make our bin a little larger, right? Sorry, the interval is much narrow, but I want to have much more bin. So that's here we can do the other way is, how about we do every minute I want to find the bin. Okay, so that's why here the bins is 60. So we're still using the unit is second. So we see what they are. So actually here, actually is the half, they make total have 60 bin. Okay, so if we are on 30 minutes, so then you have 60 bin, kind of every 30 seconds we have one bin. So, but here you can see much more because earlier from 250 to 500, we know that range is have most trip. But if you have this one more detail, then we can see for this, I think maybe here is 4 seconds, yeah, maybe 6 minutes, they have the most frequency. Okay, so that's the first example that just see the duration distribution. So if you just watch the video, you will feel I talk very fast for each one. But remember is I try to make the video within 15 minutes. But one thing is you should also pause any time to think about the question. So we still have 2 minutes left. So I want to see, just give you the quick example. We also want to see to do some analyze about the start station and end station. Okay, so here we have the station information from the table, right? So can you try to see which start station will be the most popular one? So we say the most popular one, that's mean most trip, the start station with the most trip happen there, right? So how should you do that? Pause the video, I will give you the answer next. Right, in order to find the most popular star station, we can group, right? So we group the star station. Okay, so then using this star station after the group, so then we sort. So remember, let me show you here first. Okay, so we do one by one. Okay. Yeah, so if I sort the star station, I will group the star station. So that's why they will show the count. Right, so after you show the count, so then we sort by count. Okay, so then we want to know the most popular one. So we do the descending order. Okay, so then they will give us the top one. Yeah, so of course, if we want to know the most popular one, we can just display the first item, right? Yeah, so we can find the start station, then we find the item 1, then you got the same one.